Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Welcome, my peeps, my people. What's going on? How y'all doing? Anyways, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Let's talk about Serena Williams. What do you guys think about Serena Williams and what went down on Saturday at the US Open? Do you guys feel like Serena Williams was treated fairly or she wasn't treated fairly? Because it seems like Twitter has taken over with a lot of negative comments about Serena Williams, saying she's this, saying she's that, and all types of stuff. So let's listen to what they said about Serena. Let's see. This is what actually happened with Serena, where she's actually confronting the Empire or whoever is the judge over there at the US Open about, basically him calling her, saying that her coach was actually coaching her. And Serena Williams says that no, my coach was not coaching me, and she lost the point. So she was really upset that she lost the point. So she was upset, she was mad. And then, Serena Williams was actually fined $17,000 on three separate occasions during the tennis, tournament final. And she was penalized. And basically, she felt like she was being robbed, that the Empire was actually stealing from her. And she felt really upset because she said, I wasn't getting any coaching. What are you talking about? So here we go.
I didn't get coaching. You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching. I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her. I've never cheated. You owe me an apology. It's unbelievable. Every time I play here, problems, what? Yeah, that's a warning. I didn't get coaching. You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching. I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology. You will never do it.
I think she's more upset about the insinuation that she was cheating than anything else.
For you to attack my character, something is wrong. It's wrong. You attacking my character. Yes, you are. You owe me an apology. You will never, ever be on another court of mine as long as you live. You are the liar. When are you going to give me my apology? You owe me an apology. Say it. Say you're sorry. Well, then don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. Serena was watching her coach give her a hand signal. And now,
Wow.
correct.
Oh my goodness, this is very unfortunate.
Are you kidding me? As I said, you're a thief. Because you stole a point from me. But I'm not a cheater. But why? But you guys told you to apologize to me. This is no. Excuse me. I didn't even.
Serena's asking for the referee. Osaka was ready to serve at 4-3. It was hard to hear over the crowd, but Carlos almost said game penalty. We said that the third point violation indeed did that.
Correct.
And now Brian Early, in his 39th year of working with the U.S. Open, his last year as a referee, is involved in something incredibly ugly.
OMG. It done went down. Hey, what's up, King Gucci? What's going on? What's good? Just talking about Serena Williams. And, she lost the U.S. Open. She lost to Naomi. She's a new coming up tennis player. I think she was actually born in 1997. She's actually Haitian and Japanese. and she actually won the match. A lot of people are just going ham on Serena Williams, talking about Serena Williams act out of character, she act out of order. But you guys, heard some of the clips of what happened. She demand for the not the referee, but the umpire, whoever he is, that he stole a point from her because she was not getting coached from her coach. And actually, the coach ended up afterwards saying that he was coaching Serena Williams, but he didn't believe that she was paying attention to him. So what do you guys think about the situation? Then the other spin on it is, as well as Serena Williams talking about that, hey, listen, men are able to talk to the umpires or the referees as much as that they want and try to defend themselves, and people give them a uplifting hand and they don't call them being aggressive and they don't get fined. So a lot of people have been comparing other tennis matches with males that had went against the grain, went against the umpire or the referee or whatever like that. And so it's that whole big old debacle, and Serena Williams is like, hey, listen, you're calling me a liar, you're calling me a cheater. I'm not a cheater, I don't cheat. Why are you thinking, why do you think that I'm a cheater? Like, you insinuated that I'm cheating and you're taking a point from me. She was like, I've been working forever, in this field, and I'm an upstanding citizen and I'm a good mother and I just had a daughter, and you're not gonna chastise me or try to down my character or make me look back like I'm a cheater. And so basically Serena Williams called the umpire a liar and a thief, basically. And when she called him a thief, she was fined too as well, but because she called him a thief. And she was like, you're a thief, you stole a point from me, you should be called a thief, and you're a liar because I didn't do anything, I wasn't getting coaching. And the coach said he doesn't believe that Serena Williams was paying attention to him, but the coach has admitted that he was indeed coaching Serena Williams. So this is what Serena Williams had to say about the incident afterwards.
Say he's a thief because I thought he took a game from me, but I've seen other men call other umpires several things, and I'm here fighting for women's rights and for women's equality and for all kinds of stuff. And for me to say thief and for him to take a game, it made me feel like it was a sexist remark. I mean, like, how he's never took a game from a man because I said thief. For me, it blows my mind. But I'm going to continue to fight for women and to fight for us to have equal. Like, Courtney should be able to take her shirt off without getting a fine. Like, this is outrageous, And I just feel like the fact that I have to go through this is just an example for the next person that has emotions and that want to express themselves and they want to be a strong woman, and they're going to be allowed to do that because of today. Maybe it didn't work out for me, but it's going to work out for the next person. I can't sit here and say.
So that's the story right there and then. So that's how it goes down with Serena Williams. So basically, Serena Williams is saying that she's standing up for women's rights. She's standing up for women and for women. And she says that, she's never seen, I think his name is Carlos Ramon or something like that he's never took a game from a man or took a point from a man before that actually, disputed his claims or tried to talk back. And a lot of people are saying this in the tennis world that are females. They are also saying that they feel like this guy is very sexist. And he didn't like the fact that Serena Williams actually stood up to him and she said something. And a lot of people are saying tennis is sexist because one minute they don't like your hairstyle, they don't like the outfit that you're wearing, you can't take off your jacket. And a lot of people are saying that the tennis, they need to come up to 2018 standards where coaches are on the sidelines and they are coaching their teammates. And Serena Williams feel like, she had to stand up. She had to say something because she was penalized and she lost the game and she didn't win. But maybe in the future, it'll change something for another woman that's in tennis. And as you guys all know, we have Stefan. She's a new tennis player. She's African American and she's absolutely great and wonderful. And then we have Naomi. She is coming up and she actually won this match against Serena. It's coming up in tennis. So I guess, Serena Williams wants to, defend the young women now, or she wants to stand up from the indifferences and the sexist that was going on in tennis. Maybe she didn't do it when she was younger, but she's doing it now. And a lot of people are commanding her, and a lot of other women tennis players that have retired, they say that this happens all the time. Tennis is very sexist. You're not allowed to speak up. You're not allowed to say anything towards any of the males in the arena, or you'll be looked at as loud and obnoxious. And she was saying that the women's supposed to be meek and quiet and be like statues. These are other women that wrote article on this incident that happened with Serena Williams on Saturday, because their former tennis players is actually in the Washington Post, and so these guys can check out them articles. It's like, damn, it's just sad. It's just bad for business, for real, for real. But I guess a lot of other people are saying that Serena Williams basically acted up and she was doing what she was doing because she was going to lose. And Serena Williams did this before, when she was getting ready to lose. Like, she steals the shine and the show from other people that are absolutely about to beat her. And she stole the show from Naomi because there was a lot of boos going on when Naomi got her trophy. And they said Serena Williams did this 8 years ago with another player that was in tennis. She had just came back from playing. She was on leave because she just had a baby, and Serena Williams made it very hard for her, and then she ended up getting booed and whatever. So that's the story. It says so Serena Williams is a fog bear. Be fair and square, blatantly coach from her box, smashing her tennis racket, then blames the Empire for being sexist. Get a grip, Serena Williams. And other people, this is encouraging just to watch. Enraging just to watch. Every woman and girl who has been treated unjustly knows that shake in her voice and understands her especially painful. This is for Black women and Black girls to watch. Serena Williams. I love you so much, Serena Williams. This is the face of someone who melts down. This is the face of a Black woman who has been overly drug tested, penalized, and body shamed. Graciously abides by your rules, and who character is still questioned. Serena Williams, we love you. Amen to that. I love that one. That was a wonderful comment. The Black woman is still the most disrespected, unprotected, neglected person in America. They are reducing Serena Williams to this furry world-class athlete, to the angry Black woman trophy. If they do that to her, what do you think they would do to you and all the other Olympics? Girlfriend, we already know what they be doing to us. They make us look bad 24/7, 7 days a week. They make it, so we know. And it's on a grandstand, and Serena can actually fight back. She actually has a platform. She has people following her. So hopefully, like, this change, and maybe whenever Serena Williams or Venus Williams retire, they can do something about what's going on in the Olympics world, and do something going on about women being and unjustly treated all over the world because of our sex, because of our color. Like, if we say something, we speak up, we're loud, we're loudmouth, we're rude, we're disrespectful, we're animals, we're this, we're all that, and that's what they say about us. But this was just absolutely like crazy. And then there's a lot of other negative, statements about Serena, but I'm not going to even go there and read them because it's just sad. It's just terrible because Serena Williams has put in work over the years, and we know that she's been made fun of. She's been called a man. They've been talking about, oh, she's really a man, and they say, oh, she's on steroids because her physique, and she's actually built like the way she's supposed to build. She didn't have to go buy no body parts or no pieces. So we all know how they are. So we know what she has been through in tennis. I'm glad that she is stepping up and she's saying something, and I hope they continue to step up and say something, and hopefully they can guide and protect the younger African American or Black women or women of color or women period that are coming into the tennis world is going to be subjected to the mental and physical abuse that they might face and being an Olympic and playing in tennis, because they don't want, come on, like since Serena, if you know, you don't really hear of too many African American tennis players in a long time. You know, there were African American tennis players and tennis before Venus and Serena Williams, but they made it popular, they made it famous, and that's why we see a slew of young girls that are African American or you have melanin are actually becoming tennis players too as well. So kudos to, you know, Serena, you know, for just saying something, just stepping up and just being tired of it. Just, she might have lost the tournament, but she won the war because everybody in the world is talking about how unjust women are being treated, especially black women in tennis and all the shit that Serena Williams and Venus Williams went through just to play tennis and because they were successful. So, you know, so that's the last of the Serena Williams and Venus Williams situation. You know, you could play the video back and you can listen to the audio, but please hit that like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. So now let's move on to Young Buck. So Young Buck in this situation, you know, this Young Buck situation is old. It is very old, but it's just still out here lingering. So what do you guys think about Young Buck? Do you think Young Buck was actually with this transsexual or transgendered woman? So here we go. This is Young Buck calling out people that was disrespecting him.
And say all this old hoe ass shit that you want to say on the ground. Say it to my face. We can do it on the live too, you bitch ass nigga. This what you want? You suck ass nigga. Come get the real energy out.
So that's, you know, Young Buck going off. He's going crazy because basically someone, a trans woman has said that Young Buck was, you know, she gave Young Buck head or she had a relationship with Young Buck. And there is a videotape out there that it looks like Young Buck from the back. And the person was actually giving Young Buck a blowjob, which is a trans woman. And Young Buck said it's not him in the video. That's not him. It's going to cause drama. It's going to cause trouble. It's going to cause problems out here in these streets. And basically, you know, that when you see the video, you see there's a song over the Instagram post of Young Buck allegedly, supposedly getting his penis, you know, getting fellatio. So we have that situation. And so, but then and internally where Young Buck is from, Nashville, Cashville, wherever he's from, you know, the Crips, because Young Buck is in the Crips. So there's all different, like you got the east side, west side, north side, you got all different types of Crips out here, right? So I guess it's not okay to be homosexual and be in the Crips. This is what I'm picking up from all the conversations about the Young Buck situation. And they're actually saying that with this situation is that since I guess Young Buck had the situation go on, the other Crip, Yellow Wolf Crip, Yellow Crip, or whatever, they wanted to meet up with Young Buck and question him about the situation with this trans woman and all this going on, because, you know, Young Buck is in the entertainment world too as well. So they want some questions and they have something to ask. And they want Young Buck to be brought to their foot. So they was calling out for the OGs, for the OGs of the Crip gang, whatever Crip gang that he belongs to. He's too old to be in the gang. They're all too old to be in the gang, but whatever. So they wanted him to bring Young Buck to them, and then I guess his name is Nate Grills. Nate Grills 60 actually got Young Buck and brought him to go meet the Yellow Wolf or the Wolf Crips or whatever Crips in Nashville somewhere to meet up, to bring Young Buck to their foot so they can question him and ask him about the situation. So, because I guess you can't, I don't know, you can't make me believe that there's no homosexuals in the gang. Like, I'm not going to believe that. But anyways, so therefore it must be, so it's a problem out here in these streets with being in the gang and having somebody that's homosexual, especially, I guess, in this old school Nashville type of gang, because, you know, they got all Crips around east side, south side, west side, north side, whatever, uptown, downtown. So now we have the OG Crip. The OG Crip, he gets on Instagram and he answers all our questions. I don't know if Young Buck is happy that he did this, but he told the story. He tells us what happened. And here we're going to listen to him. He described the situation that went down with Young Buck and this alleged transsexual. But before we get to that, so allegedly, with this situation, Young Buck contacts the alleged female in a situation, the alleged transsexual or transgender woman in a situation, and tell her if she can change the story. A lot of people saying, well, that is not Young Buck's voice, but it sounds like Young Buck. So we're gonna listen to Young Buck call this young lady, this trans woman, and actually have her and try to get her to take down the post and apologize for what she did or said. And we know that she recanted her story, but she didn't recant her story between her and Young Buck. She just said that she's sorry for anything and anything she has done to hurt people. So here's the phone call.
Sit down and stop this shit, man. Am I talking to you only? Are you the only one? Yeah. You talking to me only. Nobody else on this phone, man. Please don't have me recorded. I don't know what games making you take this down and issue some type of retract statement saying that it was made up. It was not, something at this point because it's getting people hurt. People are about to get hurt outside of you. It's bigger than you when it comes to it. I understand that. So if you can please just take this down, issue a retract statement. And it's going to kill a lot of shit because people are getting hurt. Bullets are flying at this point. I understand that, and I know that I myself into it. I know where everything is going to happen. So it's the best way to get yourself out of this shit is to take it down and issue a statement. I'm beyond sorry. I lied on this man, whatever it is.
So that's the conversation that was recorded. I don't know why Young Buck didn't believe that this trans woman or this woman or whatever wasn't going to record him, because if she put out the videotape, maybe it wasn't Young Buck, but his voice was at the end of the video of the Instagram post. That why would he trust this woman, and how did he get this woman's number? How did he have these conversations with this woman or whatever? But in the video but in the voice call that you guys heard, Young Buck was like, people is about to get hurt, it's bigger than you. And I guess it has something to do with the gang situation, because I guess it's serious. I guess the gang situation is real serious out here, where you can't be in a homosexual relationship or something like that when you're in a gang, when you're in the Crips in Nashville. So I guess, and that's why, I guess Young Buck reached out to this woman and alleged this trans woman, she allegedly went on Star. So this story happened about 3 years ago, came back out. Star actually reported on the story. So then it hit the media again. But the first time it didn't hit. The second time it hit because there was a song, there was a Sherlin jacket that people believe that it was actually Young Buck. It was a video. And then there's some people that say they've seen the whole video and Young Buck is actually homosexual and things like that. Whatever his sexuality is, I could care less. I'm just talking about the story, because then I end up seeing the OG. So this is the OG, I guess, that is in head of, the gang that Young Buck is in. And he was going to bring Young Buck to meet all the other OG gang members in Nashville. I'm trying to tell you, don't they got something else better to do with their time than to worry about what another man's doing between what he's doing in bed with another man? I don't know. But this is a story. So maybe you guys may change your mind on Young Buck. Maybe not. I don't know. It's up to y'all. But here's the OG. Tell us the story that Young Buck told him. And his name is actually Nate Grills. NateGrizz60. And this is what he says.
Called me last night telling me this. They say that this whole shit is publicity for Cub. Okay, Cub just said on the Yellow Wolf peoples. I don't know nothing about this shit because I'm not a rapper. I really don't care about none of that shit. But Buck, Cub, Cookup Boss, sound this Yellow Wolf guy. Okay, now the shit with the pump, it is true, but it's not true at the same time. Why I say this, because at the time, Buck had been talking to the motherfucker. Guess he didn't know the motherfucker was a bar. He got catfished, from my understanding. This is what I'm saying. So, when Buck showed up, he did say this was me. I did go in there. This shit happened about 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, he showed up. The motherfucking pump told him that he was on his period. So, it ended up being like that. When being some shit like that, well, I really didn't give a fuck. But truth of the matter is, once he found out that was a man, it was an old situation. It never happened. Anything ever happened again. Okay, okay, Cashville. Now, current situation. No, I am not trying to fight Buck's battles. Buck is a grown man. He got to fight his own battles. You know what I'm saying? Understand, y'all know this shit as a crip world. If a nigga call you out, you must show up. It is no running around. There is no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. Your set gonna make sure the other set produce. We produce, he didn't show up, blase blase, nah, here you go. So all y'all motherfuckers who feel like I'm protecting him, no, I'm not protecting him. I'm making him be a crip. He was an entertainer, but that day he had to be a crip. That's just simple as it. I'm not trying to fight no man about it because at the end of the day, he the one got to lay down about that shit, not me. That's his issue. That's not my issue. My issue was when you said get your big homies together and bring the nigga up. I brought him. You didn't show up. That's just it. And then this DL rapper, Young Buck page, man, is you sick? You got to be sick. I'm talking about, man, who lays around and just think about every kind of way to destroy a man's reputation? Like, I don't really give a fuck personally because that's your life. That's what you choose to do. But for a man or a female or whoever you is, you act like Buck was fucking your bitch and you caught them fucking, and then she started laughing about the shit and then still kicked your ass out the house. And they went back to keep on fucking type mad. I'm like, man, I still can't rational listen to feel like how can this man or this woman be so mad at a
all right, so that's the situation. That's the situation that's going on. So I guess, Nate Grills made it clear that Young Buck did not know that the young lady or the trans woman was actually a trans woman. He thought it was a biological woman, and then since he found out that it wasn't, he never got in contact with the woman again or whatever. So that's just the situation with that. I don't know what you guys think about that, but the dude is saying he's not copping. Nate Grills is 60, saying he's not copping pleas for Young Buck. He's just telling you the story what happened. And I don't know if the young lady, the trans woman, was actually trying to extort Buck. I don't know what happened with the situation because there is music on the video that the trans woman is playing. I believe that she is an artist, and so with that situation, it might be like some type of clout chase and some type of music. But at the same time, if Young Buck don't want to be outed, then it's a sad situation. But then also, on the other token, Nate Grills is saying that he was told by Young Buck that he did not know that it was it wasn't a biological woman. And if he had known, he wouldn't have went there. And the woman told him that, she was on her period. So that's why, they end up having oral sex. So Young Buck, gang members, and the other gang, they went to meet. The other fractions did not show. So I guess it's laid to rest. So that's why I guess Young Buck was saying that a lot of people are going to be affected. There's bullets flying, there's things flying, and all this other good stuff. So if that's the case, that makes a better story, I guess, for Young Buck. If he feels like, he can't go on in the entertainment business because people will give him the side eye or not want to do music with him or throw dots at him or shade at him because he was allegedly with a trans woman. And so I guess, he's thinking about probably all the things, that the discrimination that he will probably face, and he don't want to face that if he's actually not with if he's actually, so he don't want to face that. And then on top of that, I don't know if he really didn't know or did know, but but his homie saying that Young Buck said he did not know that it was a trans woman. And so I guess he was trying to clear his name and clear the story, but wherever the case may be, that can't be the first. And if Young Buck is actually out here dealing and having relationship with trans women, that's not going to be the last. There's going to be more to come. But now Young Buck can also be a target now, where people are going to come out the closet saying, hey, I was with Young Buck because sad, but this same thing happened to Chingy, and Chingy said this actually really kind of like destroyed his career, and a lot of people agreed that it kind of destroyed his career, because people look very down on people in hip hop if they're homosexual or anything like that, and it's just like it's good for them to be in the closet. I wish nobody lived in the closet. They just came out the closet. I wish, that we can have it like that, because nobody wants to date or be with a man that's on a DL. Nobody wants that. Like I want every man to live his truth. If you want to be with women, be with women. If you want to be with man, be with man. If you want to be with man and woman, live your truth. Let the woman and the man know that you're with both sexes, because there's just too much out here in the streets that you can catch. And it's difficult for a woman to compete with a man and for a man to compete with a woman, because we both offer something totally different. We don't offer the same type of situation. So that is the story with Young Buck. Peace. I'm out. One love.